Willy Fautré of Human Rights Without Frontiers. What's wrong with the European Arrest Warrant?
There are a number of flaws in the legislation and also in the implementation of the European Arrest Warrants that have been denounced by members of the European Parliament for years already, without any signs of changes on the side of the European Commission for a reform based on suggestions that have been made by a number of human rights organizations. One of the problems is the lack of proportionality between the implementation of the arrest warrant and the illegal activity that might have been committed by a specific person. But also a number of other issues have raised behind the European arrest warrant. The lack of mutual trust between the various EU member states about the legal systems, because not all the legal systems can be trusted. And some are corrupt. Other countries cannot offer detention facilities that are in line with EU standards. And this has been denounced, for example, quite recently in Romania, where a person that was 68 years old died during his detention, Dan Adamescu. But there are also other cases of death in detention facilities of Romania that were denounced by the European Court of Human Rights, but also by the US Department of State in its annual report, by the Ombudsman of Romania, by APADOR, Helsinki Committee, and many other human rights organizations. So Romania has become a sort of dark spot for the moment in the European arrest warrant implementation in Europe.
Is it just a case then of West is good and East is bad?
No, absolutely not. This is not how it should be perceived, but there are concrete statistics that are available on the website of the European Court, for example. It has been determined that by the European Court that in 2015 the highest number of judgments against a country was Romania. If we consider the whole space of the Council of Europe, Romania is in the third position after the Russian Federation and Turkey, which is not really a good sign of respect of the rule of law in the European Union.
So if I'm a citizen of one of the EU countries, should I be afraid of the European arrest warrant?
I think so. There are some legitimate grounds to be afraid to be arrested in France or in Belgium or any other EU country to be transferred to Romania, because the judiciary is not reliable. A number of flaws have been denounced during the conference this afternoon. For example, the involvement of the security services, let's say the intelligence services of Romania, in the work of the judiciary, and this has been denounced by the magistrates themselves and also by a number of media. So the right to a fair trial is not guaranteed at all. This is also part of the statistics of the European Court. There were in the 13 cases of the right to a fair trial that was violated. The right to have efficient investigation was also violated in 13 cases, and in 27 cases it was the detention conditions that were at stake and denounced by the European Court.
What are you hoping to achieve then by today's meeting?
Well, we try again to raise awareness among, well, first in the European Commission, that has not been very active in the last few years, despite the efforts of a number of members of the European Parliament that have addressed parliamentary questions, that have raised the issues through various conferences. So we hope that by giving some visibility to the concerns of human rights NGOs like Fair Trials, that was invited to the event today, and also other lawyers from UK and also from other countries, that there will be awareness on the side of the European Commission to start a reform, or at least a reflection leading to a reform of the European Arrest Warrant and its implementation.